What's up? PC Monkey here with another Bitcoin video. Hope you're having a great day. Let's just jump into this. But before we do, I want to make sure that you know this is not a financial advice. Whatever I say here is just purely my opinion on Bitcoin and other tokens or maybe market charts. So please don't use this as any kind of financial advice. If you do, however, and if you made money by it, congratulations. If you lost money by it, then again, it was your own decision. It was not mine, and I did not influence you in any way to do anything. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's just jump into this. I think Bitcoin is going to go lower. Obviously, on my previous video, I've mentioned that there's three levels that we're going to see. The first level was here. The second level was uh, this range, obviously with this blue line, navy blue line, as the maximum part. And the third one was around this levels, right? The purple line and the black line. We could see that there's actually a intersection with this white line between these two happening. So this purple line and the white line, I think there's going to be a perfect intersection for this to just drop. I believe this happens a lot. We drop here. As we can see, this yellow line actually holding Bitcoin right now. Let me just remove this and talk to you about this again. So we hold it here, but again, we try to go up. We got rejected at the previous day close. Does that make sense? That means 2 days close. This line is a 2-day high. So we're holding this. We got rejected here, and we made a new low, and then we hold it around here, right? And then we tried to go above this 2-day low, we could not. This shows that if this or the next 4 hour, we could not break through this, we're definitely gonna go down. And uh, in order to go down, we have to consider how much we want to go down and how much is down. I think at the worst case scenario, we could see a drop to this black line. It's around 8.22. That's the worst case scenario. Okay. Obviously, there could be worse, but that's what we call a capitulation candle, right? A capitulation candle was something like this, right? You did not expect it at that time. It was like a 13%, right? 13 to 15%. That's a lot. So if that happened, then okay, I'm not going to talk about that, but that could happen. So right now, our first level played out, but I think we're going to slice through this and maybe hold here or even come lower. Okay. Now, RSI wise, if I may, if I may, RSI right now, I've talked about this, as you guys know, on my previous video. I said because we have this kind of pattern, which is this is the pattern we have, we're going to go down. Now, this pattern can emerge like an lower high and a higher high, or an equal and equal one. It's hard to just, or a higher high and a lower high. And any of these, we're gonna go down. All right. And the last one is actually what I mean by equal. Jesus, what just happened? What I mean by equal is two equal one. Okay. But in any case, guys, we went down, and right here is where we want to hit the extreme. Okay, extreme being this red line that I drew. Um, so what's going to happen is usually this area is where we hold a little bit and then we drop on price action heavy, but not on RSI, which shows us that it's making the last move before it continues to go up. So what do we expect right now? If today is a good volatile day, what do I expect? I expect we go down at least to 25.1 and even lower at least to around this area. Okay. And when we hit this area, we consolidate around this area a little bit and then we pick it back up. And when I say back up, I don't mean just pick it back up slowly. I mean at least pick it back up around here. So yeah, from 24 point whatever to 25.9 maybe. Now, when we get here, this is the decision making that are we going to come back or this is just a liquidity grab? All right, that's what we have to see. And overall, uh, if this is a very good volatile day, we could even come in the middle of this fair value gap. All right, and we could actually go all the way around 23.8. All right, now let's talk about more about price action and where we have Bitcoin, the point of controls. Okay, so this is the lower area, lower value area, as you guys can see right here. All right, we've got a couple of support around here, and this is the point of control. So, and Bitcoin is struggling, all right, to come below the 2-day low, the 2-day high, which is this dotted blue line. Okay, and we do see this good red line, which was showing as a support, but after that, right now, it's playing as a resistance. So if this resistance become true, then we could see that we get another leg down, probably, like I said, it's a 5 to 8% leg down. If it's a good volatile day, and then we consolidate there. If we go lower, then uh, getting to this area could be interesting, but if we don't go lower, we could come back up. That being said, RSI, if it wants to come back up, it's going to be something like, coming in here, doing something like this, and something like this. All right. And then that shows us that it wants to come up. And we'll see what happened, if it's a good volatile there or not. Now let's talk about the fib levels, and then I want to talk about SPX, NASDAQ, and ES1, and then we're done. As you guys can see, these arrows, these are all the explanation I was doing on my previous video. Mamma mia, right? All right. Oops, I removed the trend line. I removed a couple of trend line. Let me do this here. Sorry, guys. All right, so what I was saying, if you guys remember these two lines, I mentioned it. So even these two lines right now show that if we want to have an extreme move to the upside, probably around this area, right? This is the extreme move, 26.8. Hello. And it's the end of the fair value gap. Now, one thing to say, if you guys are using the Lux algo, the one that I'm using, Smart Money Concept, right? It shows the gaps, but it never shows if they're closed or because these gaps are essentially the orders that are not filled, right? So it doesn't show if the orders are canceled or what happened to the orders after. Okay, so always have that in mind. Maybe the orders are canceled. Okay, and in order to know that, I suggest you guys to use Bookmap. All right, I don't know if you guys like it or not, but I could just talk about Bookmap. I use it a lot on New York time. Okay, when New York opens, I see Bookmap on ES1. Okay, and sometimes on Nasdaq, but and then I see the Bookmap on Bitcoin. And essentially, let me actually bring it up. You know what, guys? I'll bring it up later. I don't know if I can put the link on TradingView chat. I don't want to, get warned or banned or something. But I'll, put the tools that I use, some of them on the description where I pin my YouTube, and you guys could see it there. But anyway, so what I was trying to say is, even this tool shows up that we're probably going to bounce around this too, and one of them's going to finally break. Now, if we break this, then we're going to go to the upside. If we break this, then we're going to go to the downside. So, and the fib levels I want to talk about, they are completely right now showing us, they're like, these two levels are the ones that I think are going to play out today. How is going to play out today? So, first, we're going to go low, right? And we're gonna stop somewhere. Imagine we stop around this area. Okay, and this is like a great line too. So like all the lines I have drawn, they essentially point to the same area of a price. And this was a great, rejection. This was supposed to be a descending, which failed because it couldn't go up, made the high, made it high, and then it cascaded down. And right now it's playing here. It played as a support, as you could see. Here it played as a support. Will it finally gonna get bricked or not? We don't know yet. But what I think is gonna happen is it's gonna retest this area again. 24.9 is where I think it's gonna happen, and it's gonna get retested there. After that, what's gonna happen is we're going to come back up. Now, how we're going to come back up, there's going to be a lot of ways to describe it. But I want to stripe two times or two ways. All right, the first one is we go down and then we come up, we hit this fib level, which is 818. And then right after the 818, we go and get rejected and hit that 926. And that's how we're going to consolidate here and completely blast through this golden pocket and everything and probably stop at a little bit higher than all of this, right? But we'll see what happens if that's the bullishness we want. But the Bears are in control kind of these days. So, you know, those hopes on the hope and copiums, I don't know, boys. I don't know. Now, if I want to talk about only being bearish, here's what I think. If we want to just be bearish, we obviously have a little bit of liquidity to grab, right? And why wouldn't we not grab this liquidity? What's wrong with that? It could be a couple of things. First, uh, well, market makers they don't want it to be up. You guys remember from that 31.8, we get rejected and we could never even come to the mid level, right? So this kind of looks like that. And then we started to, completely crumble down right here. I mean, this is a huge, oh, geez, don't move, please. Hold on. Let me just lock it. All right. Yeah, this, I mean, looking at this at maybe 4 hour is much better. Hold on an MT chart probably. So right here, we could never come up, right? And then we crumbled down, consolidated a little bit, then again crumbled down, and then finally collapsed. And this looks like that. If I want to be completely bearish with you guys. So what I think is going to happen is we essentially going to come down and then again consolidate there, hold it a little bit and go down. Or uh, we just have a sell-off today. But in order to have a sell-off, now that's it. That's for the Bitcoin. I want to talk about some other stuff. Now I think the extreme is going to be around this area, like I talked about it, and I think we're gonna go see a little bit of the upside before we completely collapse. Okay, but hey, that could be wrong, and we could just go lower from here. Okay, in order to do that, and where's gonna be next? Well, if we're around here, I think there's a magnet around the 20K. If you guys remember, we do have a CME gap. Where's my CME charts? Hey, yo. Oh, there you go. There you go. By the way, we filled this gap. Did we talk about it? I'm pretty sure we did. We have a CME gap right here to be filled at 20K. No, this is not the one, my friend. This is the one. So this needs to get filled. All right. And I think if we come to that 22K, 23K range, this magnet starts to just take the price, towards itself. And, after we get to that 20K, we're done. There's no more bullishness left in the market, I think, after that. So, well, with that being said, guys, I think this is all I think. All right. Now, once again, no financial advice. Let's talk about a little bit of SPX. Let's talk about Nasdaq and SPX. First of all, I think that this is a descending channel or descending wedge, not channel, descending wedge, and a descending wedge. This is a 3 hour. Let's just go on the 4 hour. And we're talking about SPX, right? So SPX 4 hour. So there we go. SPX 4 hour, what it can do right now is to essentially just, make a move like this on the RSI, goes up with this, we come up, right? And then collapse. So what I think is going to happen is a descending wedge. I think this looks like we're going to go up, but we also could come and grab a little bit of grab a little bit of liquidity to the downside, right? And after that, we go up. That's a possibility. If that happens, that essentially aligns with our plan for Bitcoin. What it is sweep the lows even a little bit more and then go up. Let's take a look at the ES1. ES1 essentially yelling at us, I'm a descending wedge, and this is how it looks at ES1 right now. We could even take a look at it at the 45 minutes, even lower. Perfect descending wedge. No. So what we have to do is wait for it. Right now, RSI is at its extreme. I think this is essentially the play that RSI is going to do. Come lower. Could we make a pattern like this, or we're just gonna come down? It depends on it. But we do have a couple of more hours to the what you might call it. We have a couple more hours to the market, so it could play around. This is like 45 minutes to talk about. 4 hours, 4 hours essentially at its extreme to the downside, and same with the 3 hours, and the 1 hour is essentially picking up from RSI wise. So I think, yeah, what was about to happen is about to, something like this. And to talk about Nasdaq, talk about Nasdaq. Nasdaq's definitely doing the same, doing a descending wedge, only a little bit. I mean, if you take it like this, it's a little bit questionable, but hey, it's okay, I think. You know, so if this is about to play out, obviously these descending wedges can fail, and we could just literally crash from here to these two demand zones, and we'll see what happened. But right now, we filled the supply zone, and then we came back down. But the orders were too much, which made another supply zone on top of that. So we'll have to see what happened. Now, Dixie, on the other hand, Dixie is priming, I would say. Right now, as I'm talking to you, it's priming. It's just going up, as you guys see, the 1 hour. So we'll see if it holds here. And if it holds here, then that is exactly the point that Dixie is gonna probably perform a head and shoulder. Do I want to just use a head and shoulder? Hello, head and shoulders, please. Yeah, head and shoulders. Yeah, no, 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 head and shoulders. Where is head and shoulder? All right, there it is. Holy moly. It's been a long time that I didn't use this tool. So this is going to be the left shoulder, and this looks like to be the head, and we're probably going to come around the previous day close, and we do something like this. Looks like a perfect head and shoulder to me. What do you think? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, we'll see what happened about this. The RSI is definitely doing a pattern like this. Doing a pattern like this, I think. I think it's gonna do a pattern like this. And how it's gonna be that. So essentially we're gonna come down here, right? And then we're gonna probably come up around here, and then we're gonna uh, you know collapse. That's gonna be the right shoulder. A little bit lower, maybe. This should be a little bit lower where the shoulder is, and then we collapse from there. With that being said, guys, this is like 18 minutes. Holy moly, am I speaking too slow? Let me know in the comments if I'm speaking slow. What did I just say? If I'm speaking too slow, let me know. But yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. Thank you for all your support. And that's it. Please hit the like, subscribe, the boost, whatever. Just support me, Thank you, thank you. Anyway, boys, until next time, stay safe, stay green, and stick to your plan, not mine, because I might just change it right after I upload this. Who knows? Until next time, bye bye.